Why is it that you can sit down to do one simple task, something that should take 20 minutes, and instead feel like your brain is drowning in quicksand? You stare at the screen, shuffle papers, maybe even clean your desk, but the task itself feels heavier than it should. This is not laziness. This is not a lack of discipline. This is the brutal reality. Your brain has a limited pool of attention, and every leak in that system robs you of power before you even begin. Think of attention the same way you think of money. You have a budget, spend it wisely, and you multiply results. Spend it carelessly, and you end the day broke, wondering where it all went. The attention limiter protocol is your new operating system. Its purpose is simple. Cut the hidden drains that bleed your focus dry so that 1 hour of work produces the results of 3. Let's build it step by step. First, you need to understand the science. Your attention is not infinite. It runs on glucose, oxygen, and neurochemistry, and each decision, each distraction, each unfinished thought takes a withdrawal from the account. Neuroscientists call this cognitive load. It is the same reason why multitasking destroys efficiency. When you think you are handling 5 things at once, you are actually forcing your brain to pay a switching tax every time it shifts from one context to another. That tax compounds fast, and within an hour your system is overloaded. The first step of the protocol is this: identify and cut the hidden leaks. The leaks are not always obvious. They are not just notifications on your phone. They are unfinished tasks lying in your field of view, an open tab in your browser, or even a conversation replaying in your head. Each of those leaks is like leaving a faucet running in the background. You wonder why your reservoir is empty, but the water has been draining all along. So here is your actionable move. Before you start any high-leverage work, you perform what I call a cognitive sweep. This is a 90-second reset where you remove every non-essential item from your immediate environment. Close all tabs except the one you need. Put your phone in another room. Write down lingering thoughts on a notepad so your brain does not have to hold them. Then take a deep breath and say to yourself, I have closed the leaks. This single sweep reduces your cognitive load dramatically because your brain is no longer allocating silent resources to unfinished or irrelevant signals. You have reclaimed capacity. Now let's go deeper. Your brain has a built-in tendency to chase novelty. Every time you check a message, scan social media, or glance at a notification, your dopamine system fires. That tiny spark makes you feel alert for a moment, but it drains your baseline attention. Think of it like junk food for your focus. You get a hit of energy, then crash. The attention limiter protocol replaces this junk with nutrient-dense focus fuel. How? By creating controlled blocks where novelty is deliberately eliminated. Step 2 is the isolation zone. You set a timer for 90 minutes, but here is the key. During that window, you not only cut external distractions, you also prevent internal novelty seeking. That means no switching between tasks. You pick one outcome and you lock in. At first, your brain will rebel. It will try to escape to easier wins. But if you push through the first 15 minutes, your neurochemistry shifts. Dopamine and norepinephrine align to sustain focus, and suddenly work feels lighter. This is not willpower. This is chemistry on your side. Action step. Pick your single target task, set the timer, and commit to a 90-minute isolation zone. Nothing else exists. The result is astonishing. What usually drags out for hours compresses into a single block of output. Let's add another layer. Attention leaks also come from decision fatigue. Every choice you make burns glucose and narrows focus bandwidth. That is why elite performers outsource or automate as many trivial decisions as possible. They know that every time you decide what to eat, what to wear, or which email to answer, you are draining the very fuel needed for strategic work. Step 3 of the protocol is pre-deciding. That means you remove decisions from your future self. Lay out clothes the night before. Decide your lunch in advance. Schedule when you will handle communication, rather than letting it interrupt your flow. These small pre-decisions are like closing tiny holes in your focus bucket. Each one protects attention for the tasks that matter. Action step. Tonight, list out 3 trivial decisions you can lock in ahead of time. Do them, and notice how much lighter your mind feels tomorrow. Next comes the mental environment. Most people try to work with 20 unfinished tasks hanging over them. That creates what psychologists call the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain keeps running loops on everything you have not completed. The solution is not to finish them all. The solution is to park them in a trusted system so your mind releases them. Step 4 is the external brain. This is a list, board, or app that holds your open tasks. But here's the rule. Once you capture it, you stop carrying it mentally. Action step. Write down every lingering task on paper or digital tool before you begin your work session. Say out loud, "It is parked." This tells your nervous system you do not need to track it anymore. What happens next is powerful. Your brain frees up resources for the single task in front of you. The leaks are closing and your attention budget is intact. Now let's address energy. Attention does not exist in isolation. It is tied directly to your physical state. Poor sleep, dehydration, or blood sugar crashes all create background noise that leaks focus. Elite performers treat their brain like an athlete treats muscles. They fuel it, rest it, and prime it for maximum output. Step 5 of the protocol is energy priming. That means before you enter a deep work session, you hydrate, you take 2 minutes to stretch or walk, and you breathe to oxygenate the brain. This tiny ritual signals your body to switch from idle to performance mode. Action step. Before your next work block, drink a glass of water, stand up, stretch, and take 3 slow nasal breaths. Then sit down and start. This pre-session prime amplifies your cognitive endurance. Finally, let's bring it all together. The attention limiter protocol is not about forcing focus. It is about cutting leaks, protecting the budget, and directing all your power at one outcome. Cognitive sweep to remove external leaks. Isolation zone to prevent novelty drain. Pre-deciding to stop decision fatigue. External brain to release open loops. Energy priming to align your body with your mind. Each step multiplies the others, and when stacked, they turn an hour of work into the output of 3. And here is the truth. Without this protocol, you are playing on hard mode every single day. You are spending energy you do not even realize you are losing. With it, you are shifting into performance mode deliberately, controlling the resource of attention like a strategist controls capital. That is the edge. Here is where the protocol shifts from theory to domination. You already understand that attention is a limited currency. Now it is time to learn how to spend it like an investor, not a gambler. Every leak you close increases the return on investment of the focus you still have. Think of yourself as a hedge fund manager of your own mind. The average person spends attention like loose change, scattered across trivial tasks and constant distractions. The high performer allocates attention like capital into high-yield targets. That is why their hour produces results equal to 3 of yours. They have installed the attention limiter protocol. Let's drill deeper into the psychology. There is a phenomenon called attentional residue. It means every time you switch tasks, a piece of your attention stays stuck on the previous one. Even if you think you have moved on, part of your brain is still processing what you just left behind. That is why context switching kills deep work. It is like leaving tabs open in the background of your mind. Each one drains processing power. The protocol weaponizes this knowledge. Action step. When you close one task, actually close it. Do not jump immediately to the next. Write down a completion note or mark it done on your tracker. Take 30 seconds to breathe. This clears residue and restores attention capacity before you invest in the next move. Another hidden leak is micro-interruptions. Studies show that even a 2-second glance at a notification can double the time it takes to return to full focus. The brain does not just pick up where it left off. It has to reload the context. Action step. Go nuclear on notifications. Not just silent mode, but actual removal. Put the phone in a drawer or in another room. Shut down every desktop alert. You cannot fight distraction with discipline. You fight it by cutting access entirely. Elite performers are not stronger than you. They are smarter at environment design. They build systems that protect attention instead of testing willpower. Now let's address the internal leak most people ignore: mental clutter. You may think you are working on a report, but if in the background you are replaying an argument or worrying about another deadline, you are splitting attention without realizing it. The human brain is not built for parallel processing. It can only focus deeply on one input at a time. Action step. Externalize the clutter. If a thought keeps repeating, write it down. Create a parking lot list for every worry, idea, or reminder. The act of writing signals your brain that the thought is stored and safe. Your nervous system releases it, freeing attention for the work at hand. This simple maneuver has saved countless hours for top performers. Let's expand into the tactical flow of an actual workday. Here is how you run the attention limiter protocol in real time. Step 1. Before you start, perform the cognitive sweep to clear leaks. Step 2. Create a 90-minute isolation zone for one outcome. Step 3. Prime your energy with hydration, oxygen, and posture reset. Step 4. Use an external brain to capture and park all distractions that arise during the block. Step 5. Once the block ends, perform a 30-second reset before switching contexts. This 5-step loop is the operational code. Run it twice a day and you will outperform people grinding for 10 hours straight. Why? Because they are running with leaks while you are running with a sealed system. Their focus bleeds out. Yours compounds. Let's anchor this with a metaphor. Imagine two factories. One has machines constantly leaking oil, running at half capacity, breaking down every hour. The other has sealed systems, no leaks, and every bit of energy turns into output. Both factories run for the same number of hours, but one produces 3 times as much. Which factory is your brain running like right now? You already know the answer. And you already know what needs to change. Now let's take it even higher. The attention limiter protocol does not just boost daily productivity. Over weeks and months, it rewires your baseline. The more often you run sealed focus loops, the more your brain adapts to that state as the default. Neural pathways strengthen. Distraction loses its addictive pull. Focus becomes effortless. That is how people transform from reactive workers into strategic executors. They no longer waste attention. They direct it with precision. And here is the blunt truth. If you do not run a system like this, you are being outperformed right now. Someone else is closing leaks while you are bleeding energy. Someone else is compressing 3 hours of work into 1 while you are still grinding. The world does not reward effort. It rewards results. That is why you cannot afford to leave attention unprotected. Action step. Tonight, design your attention limiter protocol checklist. Write it on a card or digital note. Sweep the leaks, set the isolation zone, prime your energy, park the clutter, reset between tasks. Tomorrow, execute it once, just once. Watch how different that hour feels. You will see in real time how much hidden capacity was being wasted. And once you see it, you will never want to go back, because the protocol is not about doing more. It is about multiplying the power of what you already do. This is not motivation. This is engineering. With the attention limiter protocol installed, you will not need to force discipline. Focus will be the natural state, because the leaks are gone. Your attention is no longer a bucket with holes. It is a laser cutting through the noise, turning 1 hour into 3. That is the weapon you now hold. Use it. And if you want more systems like this, more codes that rewire how you think, act, and win, subscribe to Success Code. Because attention is just one battleground. The next protocol we drop may be the exact one that doubles your output, rewires your stress response, or gives you the edge no one else has. Welcome to the arsenal.